All right. So we'll go ahead and move on to Megan's More Than a Minute. So Megan's going to talk about supporting teens during COVID.
Thank you, Alex. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen real quick. So we know that, we've all been under quarantine and stuck at home for quite some time now. And it's been hard as parents, as young kids, but it's especially been difficult for teens and young adults who have, had that desire to go be with their friends and go be able to, finish their school year off in a way that they normally would. And being stuck at home as a teenager and a young adult is tough, especially when you're kind of looking for that little bit of an escape. A lot of times we hear teens talking about how much they don't like school, and this year has been totally different because now that we have not been able to be in school, I think everybody's had the chance to kind of realize the importance that comes with being in school and having that connection with all of your friends. So, trying to balance all of those different feelings that your teens and your young adults are feeling can be really tough. And we just wanted to remind you how important it is to just provide that support for those teens when they're starting to ask those questions. And, it's a difficult thing to tell your teen that, no, you can't go be with your friend because of all of this that's going on right now, especially because it's something that they've done for so long, being able to go visit their friends and go visit family. So, now is the time to discuss the importance of social distancing, the importance of, being able to stay connected with your friends, but still making sure that your teen knows that, it is also their duty to protect their family. So going out and spending time with friends, as much as we miss it, we don't know where the friends have been, or we don't know, like other family members of that friend. And we don't want to be able to, we don't want to expose our family or that friend's family to any possible illness. So reminding them that, this is something that everybody's experiencing right now, and making sure that you're continually validating the feelings and the emotions that your teen is feeling, and reminding them that, as a parent, it does suck to not be able to go to work every day and see your colleagues, or not be able to go and see your friends as the adult. So everybody's kind of in the same situation. Now's a great time too to also just encourage some really healthy habits, reminding them that, keeping that consistent sleep schedule and daily schedule, and not, getting too caught up in staying up late and then sleeping through the day, because we will be going back to school at some point, and you don't want to, that's going to be a really tough adjustment if you're staying up until 3 or 4 in the morning. So just trying to get back to that more normal sleep schedule and having that daily schedule. And allow, I think Sarah had talked about it last week, was, the technology use for kids and teens right now. Allowing for additional screen time is totally normal. And it's kind of a given because we're all stuck at home. We all have to do work and school through computers, and but finding different ways to be creative. So a lot of kids and teens right now are finding really fun ways on different social media apps to come up with like dances and different things like that. So even as a family, coming up and creating a family dance, or some kind of like family activity that encourages some healthier habits for your teen to be able to use. And it's still a fun way for them to be able to stay connected with their friends through social media. And then I do also have, you want to be able to practice mindfulness with your teens and reminding them that, you know, it's tough, but we have to still be kind of thinking about everybody else. So we do have, I found this, these mindfulness activity cards that are available. We will post this on the website. This just kind of walks through some really helpful ways on how to like have or be mindful throughout the day, and kind of like figuring out, you know, what places are appropriate to practice these different activities, and how beneficial they can be. So these are going to be posted on the website, and we just want to have that available for anybody. And then on this website, there's lots of different, you know, there's other ways to be mindful too. So this one has, you know, cooking or taking care of pets, kind of going through different ways that you can practice this mindfulness, but in a different way than, you know, maybe you normally would. So these are just really fun ways that we hope you would be able to, you know, kind of work on being mindful, and then also providing that support for your teens and your young adults while they're home right now, and reminding them that, you know, eventually we will be able to work past this, but for now we need to make sure that we're doing all of the right steps to protect ourselves and our family and our friends.
That's great, Megan. Thank you. I really like the mindfulness cards. Those look really cool. I'm excited to dig into those and see what kind of stuff they have, because I think it'll be really helpful with clients too.
Mm-hmm.
What have you guys been doing for mindfulness during coronavirus?
I've been trying to do a lot of yoga. I know you guys saw all the yoga videos that I posted a while back. But for me personally, that helps to kind of pair the breathing with just kind of like shutting your mind off and being present in the moment. But not all mindfulness has to look like that. You know, it doesn't have to look like taking an hour to like do something like stereotypical, like, you know, yoga or breathing. It can be much more simple things. So it looked like that card set had a lot of just like really basic things that we might not even normally consider to be a mindfulness exercise.
Yeah.
So, what about you, Megan?
When I actually was reading through some of those cards, when I got to the cooking one, we've been trying to do, you know, trying more recipes and things like that. And so I decided to kind of go with the cooking one. And I had tried to think more about, like, you know, when I'm cracking this egg to make brownies, like, what does it feel like to actually crack the egg, and then to open the egg, and what sound does it make when it goes into like the powder mix, and different things like that, and the difference between the brownie batter when it's raw versus when it's baking in the oven. And it was really cool just to kind of take a minute and, you know, process what I'm doing in a way that I never have before. And then it almost seemed like it, you know, my senses were heightened, and I was able to smell everything way more than I ever have, and it tasted better than it has before too. So that was really, really fun experience for me.
That's awesome. Anytime you can use your senses, I think that's so helpful with just kind of being in the present moment. So
Yeah,
nice.
That's great. What would you call your family dance? I love that idea.
I have seen some really creative things, but it made me think about a few years ago when families were doing almost like a flash mob, but it was in their own house. So it'd be like one person would start dancing, and then everybody else would kind of join in. And those were just really cool to watch and fun to kind of see, you know, everybody participating. People were bringing like pets into the videos, and I think that's just a cool way to have fun and connect with your family members in a way that, you know, you probably haven't done it in a while, because we haven't had this much time to like have quality time with family. Yeah.
What would you call it though?
What would I call it?
Yes.
Putting her on the spot.
Yes.
Oh man, I feel like maybe it would depend on the song, but I'd probably, because I'm not like super creative right here in this very moment, I'd just call it Family Dance.
What about you, Alex? What would you call
What
your
would you-
family
yeah.
dance?
That's not how it works. I don't know. Maybe like the brace shuffle.
Nice.
Shuffle's a good adjective for dancing, right? Not that
Yeah.
I do very much of it.
Well, we were just talking about you being like the small talk party DJ. Whenever
Oh
we
yes,
get
I
back to
know.
the
I
office,
am really excited about that.
so.
Dancing at weddings is like one of the. That's when I feel very mindful. It's so much fun. Mostly just to embarrass my wife. But that's part of it. So, all right, cool. Well, thanks again, Megan. That was, I think, really important information. I think, we spend a lot of time, I think, focusing on younger kids and sort of what they're going through with all of this. And I think it's important to shed some light on our older kids and teens because they're going through a lot of things too. It's just different from what our younger kids are going through.